this tech tip video, we'll be looking at using assemble constraints to quickly locate a model relative to another model. Let's start by looking at the Assemble tab in the Configure menu. For this example, we will ensure we are moving the model and not the actual component. Let's click on the model either in the graphics or in the project tree. In the Assemble tab, there are 3 constraints we can do at once. Also, there are 3 types of constraints we can do: mate, align, and align cylinder. Here we can see the model is not where it needs to be. Let's start by doing these 3 constraints: mate, align cylinder, and then another align cylinder. I chose these 3 constraints because there is an obvious flat face and 2 obvious pinholes on the stock and fixture. So we will do the mate constraint first to make the 2 faces point to each other. Notice the model that moves is the one that is selected. If you watch the yellow info bar above the logger, you can see prompts telling us what needs to be selected. Next, let's do an align cylinder. We need to select the perpendicular face of either of the pinholes on the fixture or the stock. Then, select the cylindrical faces on either the fixture or the stock. The order does not matter. We just need to make sure we pick the corresponding faces on both. Lastly, to ensure the part is clocked to the right orientation, let's do another align cylinder to fully constrain it. Once we leave this tab, the constraints are no longer there, but the model retains its new position. Let's do one more example using the constraints mate, align, and align, along with the offset feature. Just like before, we will do a mate first with the 2 corresponding faces of the stock and fixture. Now let's choose the corresponding faces on the edge of the stock and fixture for the align constraints. Now that we have the constraints set up, let's use the offset fields to move the stock where it needs to be. You can see the distance from the holes to the edges has been measured, so we know how far the offsets need to be for each align constraint. Thank you for watching this tech tip video. For more information on using assemble constraints, please see the Vericut help.